as, okay, there's the Spinnerino. Let's get into it.
I'm letting the music play out because the action could be thick and fast in the Dewey Ban Rek'Sai game. That is the first game here, and then the Lock-in Katarina game. Those are the two games we're looking at in game number 2 of Jin Air vs DAMWON. Patch 9.4, you're joining us late, no global bans. So Ashe, not been cited, but is available. And the Yorick Mari also available, which, again, game number 1, conspicuous by his absence. I'm scared about the potential Sylas versus Yorick interaction that happened in the LPL, but maybe patch 9.4 has fixed that bug. As Jin Air start off with a Galio ban, Galio Kalista duo will not be coming together.
Rek'Sai not going to be allowed to be played here by DAMWON twice in a row. Going to ban that one out, so we don't get to see the new Rek'Sai today, unless we have a game 3, of course.
At least it was 100% pick ban if this ends up being a 2-game series, because in game number 1, first set, we had no picks or bans of Rek'Sai, which we found surprising. Jin Air didn't have an answer for the Yasuo, so we'll actually be banning that on blue side. I wonder what they want to claim. Ezreal will be what a lot of teams would first pick without even thinking on the blue side, but Root hasn't looked super convincing on the Ezreal, and actually, Nuclear hasn't been fantastic on Ezreal either, so this might actually be 2 of the weaker Ezreal players in the LCK, so let's see how far down the priority Ezreal will fall.
Now they're going to first pick Sylas here, and, you know, there's no ults that you know that you're going to steal, but the last time, I mean, DAMWON were like, yeah, I see your Sylas, and I'm going to play Alistar anyway, so maybe it's a way of Jin Air saying, hey, it's a decent enough champion that can maybe deny some strong picks, but I'm not convinced just yet. I'm just trying to make up excuses for them. We'll see if it works out, as Jace is so high tier right now, and I hope that Flame hops onto that one.
Yeah, Flame's been playing a lot of Jason solo queue. Permaban against Nogari, but with Flame in the roster, they would have assumed they had a bit more of a reprieve on top lane bans. No top lane bans outside of a Flex Yasuo. From Jin Air on blue side, almost every other team with Nogari in the lineup banning 3 top laners. Jin Air see the Ezreal, they're going to match it with Kai'Sa. Probably been Root's most impressive pick on average, outside of that one massive Vladimir game. So Season Tana in the roster, again, we should talk about that. There is a chance one of these 2 players will be playing the Sylas and might actually give us information as to why it's been first pick, champion that has a epically low win rate in the top leagues around the world.
How about a Gragas? See that every once in a while. Does he have that new walk animation on 9.4?
Yes.
So we might get to see that.
He looks really obese, actually, when he's walking slow.
Yeah,
it's much more pronounced. And Twisted Fate just looks so strange with his slow walk as well. I don't know, they're trying things. I appreciate the effort put in. DAMWON Gaming, first round rise to flex between Flame and Showmaker. Old pick for Flame. There was a time when CJ Entus, Blaze, and Frost were leading the meta, first picking top lane rise for Shy and Flame. It's the same guy, and we have to embrace all the old veterans we have in our league, because there's precious few, Valdez.
You know, anything to get that Rise win rate to go up, right? It's 5-11 so far. DAMWON saying, hey, we'll help out that one, as they already won a game on that in game number 1. Can they do it again? As we were talking about Yorick in the first pick and ban of tonight, or of this series. It's not going to be seen in this game.
All right, here's what I'm thinking. I think Flame could be on Rise, and Canyon could be backing up his Riven game with his Jungle Jace game. He was one of the big Jungle Jace players. A lot of people, including Malram, was not on the Rift for game number 2, were practicing it. I'm looking at this and trying to construct a draft where Katarina can still fit in, and I've decided that this is going to be the side.
Okay, I like that. I mean, it's more exciting than Rise Jace and getting pummeled in 2 lanes. As could definitely be the way of things here.
I'm putting my hand up as a future prophet.
Yeah.
Or a false prophet. We'll find out.
I just want Tana to come out and play Riven top and say, I'm going to carry this team, and then Jin Air wins 8 games in a row.
All of them getting Riven somehow?
Yeah.
You know that
never gets banned for some reason.
They're almost mathematically in relegation as well. I'm a false god, apparently. Lee Sin gonna come out for Canyon. Sad times.
Lee Sin support, actually.
I was just trying to find the Katarina. I can't find it, Valdez. It's gone.
I lost a game earlier today against a Camille support against my Morgana. She was 5-0-4 by 20 minutes. The enemy's Camille support. She took Aftershock, if you guys want to copy that build.
I like your bad beats too.
Yeah, that's...
You sound like a poker player. And then I had pocket aces and the 7-5 offsuit.
There was no way I could lose, but then somehow... Morgana in the bottom lane.
I like the way you pronounced that. That was some Kona stuff there. As Jin Air GreenWings, they have a lot of engage on their side. We're still working out the lane assignments here. A lot of people could be in the support role for Jin Air.
Or Jarvan, maybe. Should be Gragas, you would assume, and then Jarvan top and Silas mid. Makes the most sense when you look at it now, as Tom Kench wasn't picked or banned all the way up until now, even with an Ezreal in the lineup.
This
DAMWON
roster is so boring.
Full try-hard mode here for sure. They're not holding back. See if they can win this one.
When you sub in 3 players, it's basically a new team. This tells me they want to start the next series. And let's think about game number 1, where Nogari just YOLO pushed topside, and we're like, this is actually not teaching you good transferable skills for the next game. What if they draft super strong tier list comp that Team Liquid could be running, and then just win the game without making any mistakes? Then surely Flame, Canyon, Showmaker, Nuclear Barrel should thus be the starting lineup. Doesn't that make sense?
Yeah. I like that. I like that idea. As another handshake here from the 2 coaches. It looks like, couldn't actually tell from the backside there, but it looks like the other Jin Air coach was doing this draft. Not 100% sure about that, but kind of looked that way. Jarvan returning to the top lane. We'll see if he can get something going there.
Popular pick over in the LEC. We'll see if the Summoner Aerie is actually invested into. On the side of Tana, congratulations to Tana and C's for making their long-awaited professional debut. Always cool to see new players at LoL Park. The opposition has gone full tier list here, as we're going to see how another Lee Sin performance goes. It's on Canyon this time. He needs to be the best Lee Sin in his team if he wants to actually monopolize that starting spot.
Second duo, as you put it before, Flame and Canyon playing together once again here in game number 2. Gonna give both the top jungle duos a chance in this series up against Jin Air, as we are gonna hop onto the rift for game number 2 right now, guys. Here we go. Game number 2. No Katarina. I'm a little bit sad about that one, but we get to see Flame playing a carry. It's Jace with Conqueror here in game number 2.
You know what else is a pretty delicious side dish to the entree, or to the main course that kind of disappointed us? It is Ignite Rise, which is pretty hype for a summon spell choice. Can switch over to the Cleanse or the Teleport later in the game, but at least Showmaker's found a bit of extra fire for this mid lane, which otherwise could have just been 2 pretty tanky guys farming away.
It's a cool choice, too. You were mentioning the brawling that comes out from a Silas, so maybe Showmaker wants to just have that reach to always threaten and kind of put Grace on a leash in the mid lane.
Is it our first new Conqueror of LCK? I believe it might be.
Yeah, I think so.
Cool to see that finally come out. Of course, the big change is you can no longer prep Conqueror on minions, and now the true damage, it's only 10% from 20, but you get the healing. And the big meta thing to do, which I would assume Flame is doing, maybe we'll get the runes to confirm this, but the big kind of word is that you go Conqueror plus also the pretty standard Domination, Taste the Blood, Ravenous Hunter trio, and you just have so much healing without having to buy healing items that it really gets bigger and bigger once those Ravenous Hunter stacks start coming in. Makes you very able to put in big damage trades, but also shrug off enemy damage. That's the synergy there. Now we get the confirmation from Tana. Summoner Aerie, this is something Soaz was doing for Misfits, a big favorite among the LEC top laners. You take Summoner Aerie in these range versus melee matchups. We saw it in the Cannon matchup. Soaz, you just poke with E. Unfortunately, your all-ins, they're not so great.
Flame is getting close. He doesn't bring Ignite into this lane, of course. Has the teleport. And he lands another accelerated shock blast to the face of Tana, as things are not going well for our new top laner of Jin Air.
Would imagine that the only time he might find some lane priority is through a kill, so going to be waiting for C's to hit level 6 to make that happen. The bot lane, though, Kai'Sa and Gragas done pretty surprising things in 2v2s. I think back to Deft and Tucson getting the 2v2 kill on Griffin's bot lane at level 2. Canyon is here super early trying to dunk on this lane. Welcome to the jungle.
Yep, we'll see if they can actually make it happen as the Q lands, and they have the damage. Nice tank in there from Flame. TP comes in, but it's too late. I almost wanted to cover my eyes for that one, as it doesn't seem like DWG are going to miss anything. And they pick up a very early kill on 3 CS Jarvan.
I promised Tana fun and games. He didn't get any. He just died instantly. Nicely done
now
with
he's
the
in the
turret.
mid lane. He's already given up.
Well, I mean, that's about the big minion wave that Grace was able to pick up top, so answering there. But yeah, it's, you know, flexible lane assignments possible, given it's just another melee versus range matchup that we could have in the top lane before too long. I played a bit of this myself to get a feel for it, and the issue is, against ranged opponents, I like it because you just kind of get through the laning phase, and you weren't going to walk up for too many trades anyway because you would have lost on exit damage to ranged autos. Against melee champions, doesn't feel as good. However, you are super safe, so dying outside of a turret dive, much more tricky to pull off.
Interesting to see it more in the mid lane, as it is a very short lane. You'd have that kind of escapability, I suppose, but not the length to put on much aggression. But do we need more Jarvan in solo queue and in competitive? I'm not 100% sure, as hasn't found too much success so far.
Does a bit of a Malphite impression with the transparent engage, so I think for solo queue, Jarvan should always be more at the forefront of your mind. Trades in bot side. Already mentioned that Nuclear hasn't really impressed us on Ezreal so far this season. It's been a pretty frequent pick from him, but 2 and 4 win rate wise. And just hasn't been, you know, some of the god tier Ezreals we have, like Deft and Teddy in this league. Still happy to farm it out. And the thing you can say is when you combo Ezreal and Tahm Kench, they get their 2 items, they go mid lane, and their ability to roam and also play around one of the most profound item spikes in the game does make the duo so super reliable to wield. Same sort of thought around something like the Rek'Sai that we don't see today. If the numbers are good enough, you put it together and it will always do what it suggests it will from the kill.
Take a closer look at one of our new players here on Jin Air, trying to just CS under turret up against the Jace, not having the most fun time, as nice little trade in the mid lane. And they got that big lockdown on a Grace here. Does have the aftershock, but wasn't available, it looked like, at that moment in time. Takes a huge chunk of damage, doesn't have TP, but is going to have to back.
Now they're playing under mid and top lane turret with only bot going decently. For the early game here for Jin Air, it was always going to be a losing lane in top, and mid is going to take some time to equalize for Grace. You have to choose the right trades. And Showmaker and the Ignite actually makes that level 3 brawling a bit more risky, so don't mind the spellbook choice coming through from Showmaker. Flame, level 6 already. You see no huge spike from that as a Jace, but every time you have a level lead, that 500, 600, 700 gold worth of stats you get from leveling up, means that Tana, who's gone so respectful, look at this Valdez, he went Corrupting Host into Doran's shield just to survive the lane.
Yeah.
It means that any sort of Tiamat into Titanic Hydra is going to be super delayed.
We're going to be looking at 20 minutes, I suppose, for, you know, big item to be coming through. It's going to take a long time, as you mentioned. He's already down to nearly half the CS of Flame so far. Will he have that Flame Horizon is another question. The man himself playing back here in Korea. Can he make it happen again?
And it's awesome to see Flame back. You know, this is a nameplate's on moment for me. I think we did the stat pre-season that there was only 10% of players in the LCK starting this year actually played in OGN Champion, which was the name of the LCK before 2015, before it became a double round robin best of 3 league format. So bringing back an 11th player here in Flame who, like you say, has one of the most iconic League of Legends terms, Flame Horizon, named after him. I remember one of my saddest moments as a caster was over at IM San Jose in 2016, where Flame was on Longzhou at the time, playing in that tournament, but was an unused substitute, just practicing alone in the back. And I'm like, this guy is talked about almost every game of League of Legends played around the world, and here he is not even getting a game on Longzhou.
Yeah.
Happier news for him now with his re-entrance to the LCK, getting to play in Getting that big win over SKT would give so much confidence both to him and his decision to keep playing as a professional player, and to DAMWON for picking up one of the older players in the league.
I was always very interested to see how the DAMWON story would go, especially with picking up the world champion coach, as you mentioned, from IG. See, you know, can he bring that magic into another team? We're beginning to make this league of LCK into a league that has a bunch of legendary coaches. You know, Como was one of them for a while. Obviously, the generic coach, or rather not the generic coach, the Griffin coach, making a big name for himself, CV Max, as a guy that has some very interesting and somewhat crazy ideas about how to train his players, but they're somewhat working. And now a Korean coach that coached a world champion Chinese team coming in for DAMWON, which always made me interested to see how well DAMWON could do in their LCK season.
And we're expecting this game number 2 performance from DAMWON with those changes to be more controlled, less overly aggressive, like Noguri is known for. So far, that has meant the lead is only 1,000, but here we go.
Trying to get on top, he does land that fear into that one, so okay, nice burst damage comes out and sees. And Grace able to make a kill work in the mid lane.
Even through the cleanse available from Showmaker and his flash, he goes down there. The calculation overall, another turret shot probably would have taken down C's, but we're finding a good moment around one of these rookie players. So nice first gank attempt from Jin's rookie jump.
Yeah, C's doing the Nocturne thing, and Canyon not really making him too accountable so far, just farming up to 6 as fast as possible and getting a good gank off. That's really what you would hope from your Nocturne in any game on any team. And it looks like C's able to effectively avoid Canyon going in for the steal of the red buff. So another nice deal going for him there, as Canyon will pick that one up. Still down a level though on C's.
They're poking on the bot side as Canyon starts up the Drake. So looking for a solo here and getting as much pressure as they can. And what has been a pretty even 50-50 matchup with the bot side. Throwing out the W once again. That was a all-in attempt from Nova with flash. He doesn't get a kill, but the Drake will go the way of DWG Gaming at exactly the same time.
Just about exactly 10 minutes as well. That'll be the first Drake that does come out here. This game. More trading in the bottom side. Root getting on in there. Heal has to be used by Beryl, looks like, just to get him to safety.
And the timings here on the Devour, the one off screen on the all-in with the flash and over, a good one, but this time been hard to gauge with the spell having such a long cooldown. The Nuclear's down in CS in the 1v1 here. Root going to be going for the Blade of Ruin King Kai'Sa build for a bit more sustain in lane.
It's nice to see moments like this where, you know, Root comes in and shows that he can be a dominating force. Root and Nova as a duo coming in and winning, because all those questions we were asking about Stitch, you know, where is he, why isn't he playing? Root was high up on the solo queue ladder, not 100% sure where he's at exactly right now, but definitely has a history as being one of those very mechanically skilled players.
Seeing the brawling in mid lane, Canyon lying in wait.
Ooh, that was close. Kind of looked like that hitbox should have been given to him, but not today.
No benefit of the doubt there. C's going to be spotted. Walked over a ward earlier. Hard to gauge too much from solo queue right now, but I want to talk about how Nova's ahead of the play this time.
Finally, Nova getting on in there, but here's Beryl going to make his way on in. C's taking a bunch of damage, but fantastic timing on the stopwatch. Showmaker, though, in the back doing so much damage on the rise alongside the Lee Sin. That's going to be a wipe of 3 kills. As DWG able to get the better of that fight.
Nova starts well, but Beryl can join with the ultimate, and then the firing squad was just Showmaker, the machine gun mage. Able to just put out so much damage to just bookend that fight, ensure that 3 kills go the way of DWG, and some turret plates is the insult upon injury for the side of DWG Gaming and Flame.
Gonna feel fantastic about that one. So much gold now in the pockets of that Jace in the top lane. No kill just yet, 0, 0, and 4, but was a big part of all that damage in that fight. I want to see the slowed down version. I didn't quite get to see exactly everything in that fight. Was a bit of a wonky one.
It started off with Nova being ahead of the play, just like Hoyt was in game number 1, where he picked up the MVP. They dive in, but Cease is all alone, so that ult to begin. Doesn't really get much barring a disengage from Canyon. And then Showmaker's free hitting, and it's just how the fight comes together. You can see the communication fight-wise is so much cleaner for DWG, and they even have the mobility on the end to clean up some kills.
Grace also took the Jace ultimate. I suppose out of all of those, probably Elise would have been the best. I'm not 100% sure because he just used all his Sylas abilities and then pressed his R, turned into Jace, and then died. So didn't actually do anything, that Sylas ultimate that time around.
We'll call it a whoopsie. Violet under that column. CS-wise, big lead for Flame in a more dominating matchup. We wondered if we would only see him on kind of dog champ duty, given that that is where he would differ the most from Nogari, who's usually in the aggressive side of the matchup. We're seeing some vintage aggression here from Flame.
Ooh, if he landed that one, could have pushed that one into more, but we do have Canyon teleporting a bit into the Rift Herald being put out right before 14.
And some very Korean pleasantries here. His Hyung, his older brother, going to get the solo gold. It was Showmaker. Game number 1. This time it's Flame.
Grace takes the kick. Gives that one away. All of the plates went the way of Flame.
Yeah.
As you were mentioning, this guy has got deep pockets right now. He's feeling good.
Cool to see. Huge age gap between the two. Canyon 17, Flame, I believe 25 Western age right now, 24 or 25, so a lot of years difference between the two. Flame always known to have a very dominant voice around his lane, and able to set up a huge item discrepancy here. There's just no way for Tana to salvage this lane now. Jarvan top with areas about salvaging. This is the maximum trying to be gained by DWG.
Okay, in comes C's. They're trying to make this a 3-on-2. Might be able to get Flame down here. Doing his best to do damage on the backside. Grace surviving with the aftershock, but nice kick over the wall. Trying to alley-oop that to Showmaker, but stopwatch comes in and down goes Canyon. Have they gone too far? Showmaker is going to try to teleport out, but does get feared before that. And a triple kill goes the way of C's.
Not what we were thinking with DWG changing up and bringing in Flame, but they just get too bold, Valdez. They already got the turret there. Last bits of health. It should have gone down without a fight, but in the end, they over-engage. Canyon kind of chases the loss is the term we use. It goes further in what was a really bad scenario. And that means out of nowhere, Nocturne's next ult's going to do way more damage than it was previously.
It's definitely DWG pushed in way too far, but Jenner, actually something good. They take advantage of it here.
Now, right now, you look at Summoners. Jace is done. There's no way for him to get out, so it's one death, right? You got 2 turrets, but then Canyon, young, brash rookie, goes in for the kick play. It tries to alley-oop to Showmaker in a pretty similar way to how Punch played at game number 1, but it's just not the time. The mechanics on point, but the decision-making not. The tether had already armed, so of course the fear effect does persist through the realm. What looks a bit tricky, but that's how that one works. And now out of nowhere, Guardian Angel means that C's can be even more bold next time out.
He's got Guardian Angel and Warrior at 15 minutes and a half, basically, is when he picked that up. This Nocturne, definitely a good feeling for him, as so much gold essentially handed on over. See if he can do something big for his team on that play. They're going to give away the Ocean Drake to DWG, not the biggest steal in the world here.
Worth noting that it's kind of a duality here in that Siege gets a triple kill, and now, yes, he is actually more scary. He'll have level 11 soon, he can dive in. But it doesn't help the lane that was the most on fire, which is the Jarvan, unless we see Nocturne camping that lane. So still a huge item discrepancy in that area. They're able to defend a bit here. The gold lead hasn't snowballed to ridiculous amounts at 16 minutes into the game. So given that, there are areas around Nocturne where Jinner can fight back, but if C's doesn't show up, the gold lead is still felt in other lanes.
Certainly does feel that way. We'll see how this comes along. Jinner only down about 2,000 gold here at 17 minutes. You remember last game at 15, they were down about 4,000. So bit of an improvement here coming into game 2. Always got to look for that. You are casting these Jinner games as Jinner trying to be proactive, trying to get a bunch of vision down. You can see at least on the bottom side of the map, 3 control wards. One pretty aggressively, so liking the little things they're pulling off so far.
Surprised to see Nuclear and Beryl stay 2v2 in the bot lane. Of course, we heavily criticized Jinner for a similar scenario earlier in the game. They could put Jace in this long lane and make things happen top, but their read right now, even with Mountain Drake not spawning for a long time, is they don't care that much about topside vision control or roaming between lanes, and that means the Siege might find an easy game.
Looking here for the top Kent. Can he get him down? The fear comes in, but the gray health seems to be way too much. Nuclear able to just shell out damage, and here comes Canyon. Sees, looks like he might be losing that GA. No, they're just gonna go for the easy kill here. Get on top of that guy.
Oh.
Rude takes so much damage on the backside. Devour is still available, and Gray's trying to take him out, but it looks like he might pay as the flash comes through, and Showmaker with a giant shield gonna say, see you later.
Snipe.
Okay, well, that is Nocturne, does have the spell
Wait, the
shield.
respawn.
Oh!
Got him!
Finally it happens here! Once again, Nuclear does make the big play.
That's what you're going for with those moments. If you hit in a big way, you get a big kill. Takes him down in the fountain. Not even the fountain will keep you safe if you're Jin Air.
Oh, God, I love it. That's going to be one big highlight for sure for Nuclear's Ezreal now. You're mentioning he hasn't had the most luck on that pick so far, but tonight's his night, it seems.
And now the next time you can say, remember that snipe, and then suddenly, no arguments about the Ezreal. Big moment from Nuclear. You throw it out against a wall, and at worst, or at kind of the more realistic choice, you get someone who's backing the fanciful one, is going for the respawn. They get the respawn on that particular spawning plan. This was trying to double down around bot side, which has gone pretty well for Jin Air, but level 1 Nocturnal can't really find the damage to get the kill. Canyon takes the easy kill rather than going for the fanciful one here. Pretty extended stuff, but of course we're all waiting for the last moments of this fight. Grace again enters with no stolen ultimate, and combat takes Elysian out, which is probably the best one, but at the end of the day, not important. Nuclear goes back and says, will I find Kai'Sa backing? The answer there was no, but here's the chase damage. It rolls in, and just as he spawns, overkilled by quite a lot.
Gotta love the observers as well. Looking at that one
와
the whole
나이스
way.
야 우물공 뭐야
Wait for the turn, it's gonna happen.
형사 미드 노리면 궁 맞을 수 있는데 피 많지 않아서 집 가고
Wow, that was surprisingly emotionless. Maybe he's just a Baker style and he saw it happening 30 seconds before about this.
I know. That was, okay. He's speechless. He doesn't
Sometimes
even know
you
what to
reach
say.
for a reaction, you don't get one, as we're going in!
Okay, Jin Air say, we have GA, let's try to do damage, but again, it's top Kent. And Flame is so fed. Double knock up on the kick. In comes Canyon. He's got a stopwatch. Everybody's going down. As we're looking for the ace now at 20 minutes, and they're gonna get a triple kill. Goes the way of the Ezreal. Might have even been a quadra kill on the backside, but that's just about the way this series was meant to go. DWG clean him up.
A perfect ace for a perfect series, 5-0 on the dive there. They juggle it well, they turn onto the Baron. Baron dies instantly, and that all too familiar gold lead at 20 minutes is back against Jin Air GreenWings.
Well, it's interesting that they thought that was going to work, but they had one play. It was Nocturne going in, and, well, it didn't work out.
And the problem is they have long lanes, Jace can't enter lane. Jarvan can't enter lane against Jace, so why not try the all-in while the game isn't over? The downside is it's gonna hesitate, or it's gonna make your demise quicker. The upside is you find some battle-back team fight victories, but Jace had already teleported in. They go for this dive. We missed the start of this play and the early teleport from the Jarvan, but this is the counterpoint. They can't find anything, even around the Guardian Angel Nocturne that picked up that triple kill. All the kills go down, and I'll take this Jin Air over the one that just watches the game end around them. Sadly, the end result, not too different.
Double kill to Showmaker, triple kill there to Nuclear. Got the confirmation as...
A full house,
Yes,
as
exactly.
Atlas would call it.
It's, I don't know the way they say the fulls. I actually forget.
But you're a poker player.
I know. I don't remember, Papa.
Card player, by the way.
It's,
You're chasing the loss on this
yeah,
analogy. Go back
really,
to the play-by-play.
really thinking about that one. I don't know. I actually don't know.
I want you to think about
Brain freeze.
this particular game. You didn't even have a slushy there. I don't know where the brain freeze came from. Wait, you actually have a slushy?
I do.
Wow. It's really hard to find slushies in
spawned
Korea.
I spawned a slushy, missed it.
Nicely done.
Yeah. Had this on the desk the whole time.
I spawned a 2-0 victory against Jin Air.
Oh, that's not very hard, Papa. I wouldn't be too impressed with yourself.
Well,
yeah.
DWG Gaming looking to make it 22-1 to the side of opponents facing Jin Air. They push through mid. Flame deletes turrets and wondering if Nocturne will try again or if he just watches all of his structures go down.
Jin Air saying, here, you can have it. As they're going up against Baron, they're down 13,000 gold. Ezreal hops forward, trying to do his best Teddy impression. It's not quite as good, but it's still pretty good. As he chunks down the Nocturne and pretty much anybody in his way. Just about 0 health. Okay, we're going in. He has a stopwatch. We're going all the way to the back door here. That's okay. They get the Ezreal.
Nice free hitting.
Here we go. Root in the back line, and somehow, some way, can they kill Root though? It doesn't look like it. He gets a triple here in the backside, and Silas is going to clean it up somehow. Jin Air come back.
They've won a game, but it's their best moment of the season. They're 12,000 gold behind. No one keeps eyes on Root, and it all falls apart for DWG Gaming.
I can't even believe it. How do they do it?
They enter this 12,000 gold down. Root has been 1v9ing in game number 1. Couldn't find anything. In the front line, Tana controls space. Nocturne, Suicide. Watch when Root chooses his entrance. They get Ezreal first. 1,000 gold bounty to open this way. Let's watch all the gold pops. That's 1,700 gold so far in this team fight. And it continues to get bigger. So much shutdown. It's over 2,000 gold in kills just from the team fight. If not for Beryl pressing shield, Root would have lived in the most unlikely of fashion, and he almost has a gold lead over Nuclear.
Well, he has a lot of CC in the comp. It was the Jarvan ult. He had this stopwatch, right? He makes it happen at the best possible time. Into the 3-man body slam by Nova. By that time, everybody's stunned up, everybody's retreating, and it's the perfect time for Root to get in there and somehow come back.
And if this is an animated feature, Jin Air win this game. How much pep in your step, how much of a scrappy play from Root, who's just trying everything possible. Get just another game when he's only had one the entire season. Desperation there. Will it be enough? They're looking for a catch.
Wow, okay, he actually predicts the flash. What a play as he gets the kill now onto Rise.
Jin Air's so good.
How do they do it?
Holy crap, this is Pixar right here.
Okay, we can officially say this is their best moment of the season.
They're so good.
These 2 plays, that was insane.
Tell your friends, Jin Air GreenWings are not rolling over in a series for the first time since that Genji series in the first round. It's their best game too. That was that victory against Genji in game 2, and every other game too has been a slaughter. And
Watch
yes,
predict the flash.
It's about the predict here. It's on just the corner. Every Rise makes this flash play.
Yeah.
Not every Gragas predicts it and makes him look oh so silly.
So now we know why we see Nova more often.
I mean, do you know what's the best part, though? It's Nova on an Engage pick, and when he was playing with Teddy, it was Rakan, Engage champions, and then his Tahm Kench play wasn't great. He's back on the Engage picks, able to pull off a big moment there. And remember, if Root somehow chooses the right moment, he is ungodly fed at this point, relative to where every other Jin Air player has been post 25 minutes. And then suddenly you say, Jace team fighting? Maybe this actually could fall apart for DWG. It's only a 5,000, sorry, it's still a 10,000 gold lead. Isn't it insane?
You're getting ahead of yourself there.
Because I'm watching the same game everyone else is.
I know.
Have I even hit this level of loudness in my voice since Jin Air started playing this season?
It's like the LCK Summer Finals.
I need to know if they can win. It's possible.
I know. As it was like a 14,000 gold lead, right? They come back from that. The Kaisa slowly catch it up. Okay.
Jesus. He's so squishy.
That's all right, though. It's all right. Just one.
Jin Air needs all of the energy of every LCK fan, agnostic of region around the world. You never want to see a team only win one game in an entire season, be one better than Shanghai Dragons. We want to see some real fight here from Jin Air. Baron's going to be tricky. They're teleporting in. It's not a freebie yet. It's still 8,000 health.
That's a good teleport, you know. Gets right in the backside.
Yeah, probably going to be too late, though.
Baron
Unless...
Oh, no! Steel comes in, and the Rise ultimate so good as, okay. Showmaker goes back over, but they do have to devour. That Rise ultimate so clever. to get him out of dodge.
It's still close, though. Damn, is it close? The smite does end up taking, I believe, from Showmaker, but regardless, he gets the credit. How is this a game? It was so over. And now,
how do they do it?
We should just lock Cam on route because it's all about him this game. I'm gonna watch the replay. Let's watch this one. How many smites even is there here? It's at 95 health. I don't even know what took it there, to be honest. The replay overlay. The exit's really nice. That's a cool Rise play on the back end.
Yeah, they knock him back.
Oh man, the I'm helping moment. Thankfully, Beryl can, of course, devour over the wall. They'll lose a Drake, but do notice, we're only 28 minutes in. There's no Elder to take. Jin Air's turret defense, they bought the DLC, they got Mom's credit card, and they're looking like they're not going to lose this iOS game just yet.
They paid the price for so many different series, and finally,
this feels like
an opportunity.
Doesn't this feel like the best value, $99.99? I think that's what you needed, but Jin Air's here. There's a chance for Jin Air GreenWings in this game. Whatever the gold numbers show, they already won one team fight, but DWG Gaming, no. If Root dies, it's all over, and all Root has is a stopwatch, no QSS against DWG.
He's got 3 items and a dream right now. It's all he has. As, you know, it does depend on Root. Using his abilities well, that was a interesting ult there, but he is level 16, can get another one soon. It does depend on the engage as well. See how this goes, trying to get another big one here. Lots of damage goes down, but the GA immediately popped. They almost got Nuclear on the backside here, but Z's is gonna go down, as Nuclear will survive with the Tompkins.
Root couldn't go in. There was no time to use the ult there, and they just take the Sacrificial Lamb in the front line. Good call from DWG. A big change to how they approached the previous fight. That will mean an inhibitor goes down. They should get a second one as well. Hard for Jin Air to try anything if the Nocturne is dead. Are they going to go for more here? They might try to take Nexus turret.
Yeah. Looks like it. They're going into the Nexus.
Big flash!
Straight onto Root. Big knockup, though, from the Jarvan into the cast. Do they have enough damage? Jarvan goes down, but still Root is alive. Oh, no, he goes down on the Shock Blast there from the Jays. And that's going to do it, guys. Hopes and dreams scattered on the ground as DWG say, no, we tried to throw it, but it's not going to happen. DWG should win game 2.
Gonna get the exit kill on C. Season Tana will not pick up their first victories in the LCK, but Valdez, there's double rainbows, and there's Jin Air not rolling over. Both of them are super rare, and credit to Jin Air. A couple of moments of madness from DWG, but also a really nice fight.